that's the group.
That's slavery. That's slavery.
And I get a text message from him, a DM. Are you gay?
My warning to everyone is, and I'm scared that she's gonna find me one day. Welcome to the second episode of Exposure Therapy. Today we have our guest,
Shammae.
And we are about to get into some funny things. I'm gonna go ahead and let her introduce herself. She is a very multifaceted creator, and I'm really glad I could get her to come and just share some of her experiences, share some great advice. And without further ado, here you go.
Well, hello everyone. I'm Shammae. I'm a model and photographer. I do modeling. I have a more urban streetwear background as far as my modeling, and I do like makeup, like graphic looks like that. And as far as my photography is concerned, I do event photography, music photography, but I do it in black and white. I do it in black and white. Black and white. Just so we're on the same page. That's my thing. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. I'm a creative in that aspect. I think it's super fun, and I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Great introduction. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and hop right into some topics. So this is a very common issue with so many creatives, so many freelancers, right? I kind of did this last episode with Brandon where I gave him a scenario. I'm gonna bring one up to you. How do you feel when clients ask, I would love to shoot with you, what are your rates? And then they ghost you. How do you feel about that?
Well, I don't feel too bad because I kind of get it, because before I was a photographer, I was a model, and shopping around, asking for rates or asking for prices to shoot, sometimes it's a lot more than you'd expect for whatever you think the shoot is. So I don't necessarily feel any type of way about it, because sometimes I feel like whatever my budget is maybe not for them, and that's okay. It just depends on who the person is, because sometimes the person who is reaching out for a shoot is being unreasonable, and I know what you're doing, so don't do that. But if I see if you can't come up with the bread, it's okay. I get it. If you're trying to be stingy though, don't do that. Like, that sucks.
Yeah, I definitely feel the same way, because there are so many photographers out there. Sometimes you just don't get a chance to respond back. I get that. And it definitely comes into play with photographers and creatives getting that like rejection therapy kind of thing, because you have to be used to just getting told no or just getting ghosted and being completely okay with it and just letting yourself keep moving forward instead of like, dang, this client didn't respond, this client didn't respond.
It's not even about you all the time. Like, you have to frame yourself. You have to have the mindset of, it's not about me. Because it could be whatever circumstance. Maybe the person can't afford it. Maybe that's not the style that they're looking for as far as the shoot is concerned. Maybe they changed their mind. That happens too. You just don't put the onus on yourself as if something is wrong with you. It's not your work. It's whatever the client's circumstances.
Exactly. And that will kind of like put us into the next topic of getting paid for shoots and everything. And some people go to you and are like, oh, could I do a TFP shoot? Or I'm trying to build my portfolio. Could we work together for free? Let me say this. Exposure is not payment, okay? I don't know how many times I get messaged by models and artists and other people trying to get work for free. They're looking for a very specific style shoot, very specific thing, and then they're expecting a photographer, a videographer, an artist, whatever, to do it completely for free, promising exposure and promising, oh, you'll get so many clients, you'll have so many connections because of this. Do not fall into the trap that you constantly do things for exposure. You really want to make sure that it's worth it. If you are trying to do a very specific niche down thing and you need stuff like that in your portfolio, go ahead, go for it, especially if you're beginning. It's very important to consistently work to make your brand better and make your skills better, polish your skills every week. And you just got to make sure that that person that you're going to work for free with, they align with you in that sense. Do you have anything to say about that?
I definitely agree. Exposure does not pay the bills. We're all working adults, we got to get stuff done. But I do feel that exposure is what you make of it, because not everybody has the same values. I might take a job or a booking just because I see something in it that somebody might not. It may not have necessarily a monetary value, but maybe in the long run, I get a whole bunch of clients further down. It's just about how you see it and about your value and what you're looking for in certain opportunities and certain experiences. So it just really depends on you as a person and what you're looking for when you get out there in the field.
Yeah, definitely. Going off of that a little bit, try not to shoot with friends and family for free too much. Kind of draw that line a little bit, like especially if you're already established and you're already, going, don't kill yourself trying to do so much free stuff for your friends and family. Sometimes, unfortunately, you do have to separate that just to further yourself in the business if you are trying to take yourself seriously. I guess that kind of ties into the next topic where I kind of just said it. Don't count on your friends and family too much. Don't count on them to constantly support you throughout your business journey because your clients are not, sorry, because you, I need two mics. Because your clients, they're not gonna be your friends and family. It's easier to turn a client to a friend than family and friends to a client.
So what I wanted to say with that is you have to really figure out where your target audience is and understand where people fall and if they even fall into that category at all. So just because you have your support system doesn't necessarily mean they're part of your target audience, and you really just have to understand that so you don't get mixed feelings and burn any bridges unnecessarily because of how you feel they show up for you in terms of support. Say, for example, you're selling a certain product that doesn't align with somebody that you live with or maybe share a certain relationship with. They still support you in your journey, but they don't buy the product. And that's okay because you have to understand where they're coming from. It's just stuff like that.
Well said. Well said. So I want to ask you a few questions about yourself. So how do you juggle being such a multifaceted creator? How do you do one thing one day, one thing the next day? Give me some insight on that.
I feel like what I do is kind of two sides of the same coin, because I feel like when you model, you're in front of the camera, so at some point you feel like you should maybe go on the other side and see what's going on behind it. It's just a thing with my side of photography is that I do events, so how I juggle it is that it's because they're two different sides why I feel like I find so much entertainment, because I can run around a concert taking pictures the entire time and then the next day get on a runway and then walk, and I think that's what the beauty of all of it is.
I agree, especially being, a multifaceted creator myself. For me, I kind of try to compartmentalize everything that I do. I keep it like very separate. There are some avenues that I kind of mend together and I mesh together, especially with my self-portraits and everything like that. I do it as a photographer and as a model. But when I'm modeling and I'm booked through something else, I'm modeling. I'm not a photographer. I'm not anything else. And when I'm acting, the same thing. And when I'm a photographer, I'm just a photographer. And I really make sure I draw that line, because I feel like sometimes I'll get like overwhelmed trying to just be everything at once.
And I feel like another way I kind of combat that is like knowing when to pick up the camera, because I purposely choose when to go out with the camera so I don't have it running around with all the time. That's a way for me to separate my two sides of the coin and stay active and not necessarily burn myself out because I have so much stimuli.
So Shammae,
Yes.
tell me, what is one of the most ridiculous and just insane experiences you've had modeling, doing photography? What was like the top one, or maybe like top two?
Okay, for modeling, it actually happened this year in January, so this is what set the year off. I just did a show with my friend Shammae from Innovate Artwear. Yes, follow her. So yeah, we had just finished a show, and somebody that was in the audience, they came out. We were just mingling, networking and stuff. He came and asked for my Instagram. I gave it to him, and a couple hours later, couldn't be more than 3 hours later, I'm at Mangrove at a hosting when I was hosting that night. I am sitting down on my phone, and I get a text message from him, a DM. Are you gay?
Okay.
I don't know what to say to that. Well, yes, like half, yeah, but why would you ask? Like, what about me that night made you ask? Like, I thought that was so weird because I don't know him. That I met him that night. I don't even think I know his name. I don't remember his name. I don't think I even got his name that night. The 3 hours that you'd known that I existed, your question for me was, are you gay? What is your angle? So I think that was...
That's an interesting experience.
Photography. I'm actually glad I haven't had any ones that were super weird. I think the most strange one was another one via DM. Someone had reached out to me asking if I can be their personal photographer. They wanted me to shoot with them weekly. So I sent them my rate list and I got left on scene. But I thought that was the most ridiculous experience as far as my photography, because you wanted me to be around you every single week shooting with you and you didn't want to pay for that. Mind you, I had no clue who this person was. Maybe if it was like somebody I knew, a friend, I would consider it. I have no clue who this person was at all. What if you were trying to set me up or do something to me? You didn't at least want to pay me for that? My God.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. That's crazy. Weekly photography for free.
Yes,
that's slavery. That's slavery. So, all right. So, I have a story that just tops every single experience that I've ever had in the industry. And this wasn't even a client from down here. This was a client that came from another country, and they were thinking about moving to Florida. And I had, a few people from South Florida, some close friends. Nikki, she is an amazing makeup artist. I will put her on the screen. She's amazing. Morgan, she's an amazing creative. I'll put her on the screen as well. So this started off very, very nice, right? Nikki worked with the model before. She was trying to get into modeling, so this was going to be her second shoot in general. And so she had Nikki do her first shoot's makeup, and then I worked as a photographer for the second shoot and the third shoot. And she was amazing at first, super smart woman, and she was extremely eloquent. Like when I say she was smart, like she was insanely smart, like book smart. She worked in the government. She had a vocabulary like it was like you would talk to her and then you would get lost because she would use so many words. You're like, are you sure that's a word? That's how smart she was. And so, and I'm not even dumb either. Like I have a pretty decent vocabulary and I would get lost speaking with her sometimes. I'm saying this for a specific reason, because she used her intelligence to manipulate us a little bit, right? So she was very, very friendly, and then immediately, like, we should have saw it as a red flag, she started to be a little over the top friendly with calling us her family. Like she called me her brother. And usually when people make that super fast connection and try to be super close with you, that kind of gives some red flags. And so eventually, right, she had plans to create a business that she wanted myself and Nikki and Morgan to work on. And I thought it was a very good idea. She was trying to get funding and grants, and it seemed to be going amazing, right? And then I started hearing stuff from Morgan that she was getting treated such and such way, and that she was, let's just say the girl's initial is A, right? So A was treating Morgan terribly, right? Very mean and manipulative and very nasty with attitude, even though Morgan was helping her so much. She eventually it just got to the point where I had to say something. Morgan told me, and I was like, okay, yeah, that's messed up. Just, you know, try to get out of there, stop talking to her. But we had plans for a business. We were trying to stick through it or something. But it just got worse and worse and worse, to the point that I had to step in and go and try to talk to her, because it was just so bad. And I actually recorded that entire conversation with her to keep as evidence, just in case something crazy went down. It was bad, because she was very good at speaking, which was hard, because she knew how to make herself look like a victim. And she was already going through one lawsuit in the government, because she was being discriminated at work, which, you know, absolutely true. She was going through a lot, and she had a lot going on in her life. But through a toxic relationship, and then bringing that into business and making us listen to her and talk to her and give her advice, you know, like I said, she trapped us with being that close. And so it was very hard for us to separate ourselves, because we felt like, oh, this was like someone very close to us. We want to help her and everything. And we didn't see it at the time. But luckily, I kept myself at a certain distance, because I'm just not as trustworthy with people. I'm not going to like call you my sister if I've known you for a month. You know, that's weird. So we had events that we put together, right? And then we caught her in a lie once, and then from that event, she had booked an Airbnb, started the event. It's like a 3-day event, and then someone found out through social media, because she was posting it, about that event. The owner was friends with that person that found out, and they contacted the owner, kicked her out the first day of the event of the Airbnb she was staying at. And she lied to all of us, saying that like, oh, she was being discriminated against, this and that. We had to get all her stuff out of the Airbnb that day, even though there was a 3-day event. She had to cancel everything. And this was like an event that a lot of people were supposed to go to. She had a sound bath, she had a musician there, she had a catering, everything there. It was crazy. It was crazy. And she lied to all of us, like saying that, oh, it was fine, the owner knows, this and that. You know, they don't play in Airbnbs, especially in Miami, having events and renting out Airbnbs to have those type of things. And so we should have caught that immediately. And that was around the time where Morgan started saying like she was being real nasty and everything. I actually, let me pull up some messages, because this is just too crazy. Look at all that. That's insane, right? So I'm gonna pick one of these messages, right? Oh, she, at the end, she even gave me her address to pull up to like settle everything, and I never responded. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna like turn this around and show you guys. Crazy. I'm gonna read this last message because it's actually crazy. Such a shame. We could have made beautiful art, you and I. We could have taken over the world. I could have been your sword, but instead you have chosen poverty of intellect, spirit, and basic compassion. Like you so kindly instructed me to do, I will follow my own advice and heal. To engage in self-care, to make art. I really wish that I could be making this art with you, but again, you are Switzerland when Nazis were committing genocide. You are unbiased. Of course, you are never an aggressor. You just watch and let it happen and sit and accuse me of putting myself on a pedestal when I have been wronged objectively. This has been validated by my psychiatrist, doctor, and psychotherapist. You have wronged me deeply. You have done the psychiatric definition of gaslighting upon me, and you continue to demonstrate a brittle, weak spirit by avoiding me. I thought you were a strong man, Flex. Tis, tis, tis. More like flop. You flopped on me. Oh, I'm taking this and running with it. You want to actually be a man and get to the bottom of this with me? She sent me her address. Pull up, or else I'll be validated in my current estimation of you. Weak, brittle, resentful, and delusional. So, and that... Cleared. So, that was the last text messages she sent, right?
That was a lot.
Oh, there was more. She emailed me a bunch of shit after that too. Like, I'm telling you, and that was one message, like, or the last 2 messages she sent ever, right? And as you can see, she's very eloquent in what she says. If I was stupid, that would make me feel bad. Because like, if I didn't have any emotional intelligence, if I was dumb.
I got my psychiatrist, my psychotherapist, and my doctor.
And you know what's insane? Those people only know what you tell them. So of course, being so eloquent as you are, they're gonna think you're telling the truth because you're just gonna tell them things just to validate.
Professionals, and they validated me thrice.
And you know what's funny? I was gonna post those photos soon too, because I think it's enough time has passed that she can't find me, or at least she's like forgotten about me at least.
That sounds scary.
Oh, she's scary. Like she's smart to the point where like and at the end,
let me send you my address. You pull up.
She threatened to like expose us because we were treating her poorly or something. And like
subscribing to the ideology of poverty in your intellect.
Who says that? Who says that?
Cat Williams.
Oh my God. And this went on for like a couple weeks of her trying to act like she was the victim and act like she was the one getting wronged. Yeah. And it was insane to the point where we were all stressed out.
Fuck out of a thesaurus. I know she does.
It's insane. But that's the thing. She knows a bunch of different languages. She does very high-end stuff in the government. I don't know if she does that job anymore because she went off a crazy one. I'm not gonna lie. I hope she didn't go out sad. And I hope for the best for her, but shit. And what's scarier is that she was trying to move to Miami, and to this day, I don't know.
Good for you, Flex.
I don't know.
More like flop.
I don't know if she's in Miami, so I hope I never run into her. That's definitely
crazy as fuck.
Yeah, and I'm scared that she's gonna find me one day. Like I forgot about her for a while, but like she stays in the back of my mind, like oh, I'm gonna find you. Oh, I'm gonna find you. Like cause she seems like the resentful type and the one that holds grudges.
Oh yeah, she's okay.
So like,
don't worry.
And let me tell you, like I charged her for one shoot, but we had to split it up into two, so I didn't charge her for the second one too. So I was very nice with her, and I charged her a price that I should have charged her way more the way that shit was going, because it was a lot. It was a lot. And so my warning to everyone is you can turn clients into friends, but make sure you maintain boundaries very strictly and very clearly, especially if they're trying to get super close with you super fast. I mean, honestly, with any relationship nowadays, any friendship, if someone is trying to be super close with you, that's kind of weird.
Yes, exactly. You have to let people know you do not know them. They do not know you. You are not their friend. It is okay to have acquaintances. Not everybody can be your friend. That is specially reserved for certain people that you develop relationships with over time. You can have strangers, you can have acquaintances. You don't need everybody to be close to you because not everybody can be close to you. Don't find out in a painful way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I think that about wraps up all those experiences, right? As a closing to the podcast, something we're going to do from now on is I want each of my guests to kind of leave some words of inspiration or any advice that you could give some creatives, whether it's through photography or through modeling, in any type of way. What do you have to say?
This is something that I kind of been resonating with for a while, but whatever your niche is, stick with it because there is a market for it. You may not see it because you're so focused on what you're doing, but sometimes you just need to pull yourself out of it and even ask other people around you, like, what am I doing? How's it looking? Just because, there is a market for you. It's just sometimes you may not see it just because you're so heavily deep into what your work is that, you may not value your work the way it should be valued. So just take a step back, reframe, and ask questions. There are people around you that, can give you the feedback that you need. Just, know who to ask.
All right. Very wise words. So, Shammae, it was amazing to have you. We appreciate your advice, your words of wisdom, and your funny stories. It was definitely a great time. So don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and go ahead and shoot me a DM if you have any ideas. If you want to sponsor the next video or any videos in the future, whether you're a designer, a small brand, have, you know, energy drinks, whatever. I like my energy drinks, so I'd be more than happy to shout out some South Florida businesses. I will catch up with you guys on the next episode of Exposure Therapy. See ya.